Hey everybody, DeLongshot Signatures here. This is episode 14 of my 2024 TTM returns, and I have 9 successes to share with you all. Some really cool ones in here. We're going to start off with a couple of racing returns. First one is a 2 of 2 success coming back in 15 days from Bud Kading. He is a sprint car driver, not related to, NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. How it used to be known. Also does World of Outlaws. I believe his dad and maybe brother or uncle or someone has also raced in that series. A very successful driver over many different disciplines, has a bunch of wins. I think he has 9 in the World of Outlaws, if I remember correctly. But seen some other people getting him back, so I figured I would add him to the collection. Next one is a 2 of 2 success in 12 days from former NASCAR Truck Series driver Joey Clanton. I think he raced in parts of 3 or 4 seasons in the Truck Series, also had some Xfinity Series starts. He owns 2 Zaxby's franchises, which is why, they were his sponsor for the Truck Series for some time. He is also the 2002 champion of the now defunct American Speed Association series. Yeah, American Speed Association. He won the championship for them in 2002. Then we have some college coaching returns that include some very nice extras. First one we're going to show off here is a 2 of 2 success in 15 days from the women's basketball coach for Bowling Green, Fred Chimel. I'm not sure how it's supposed to be pronounced, but I believe he is in his first season with the team. So he not only signed both of the photos, he included a very nice greeting card. Didn't sign it, but that's fine with me. But he also sent it back in a box. I'm not going to be able to show this for too long, but he included a t-shirt as well of the Bowling Green women's basketball team. So that was really nice of him, and it should fit me, which is really nice because a lot of times they send mediums and I am not that small anymore. So I thought that was cool. But also on the same day, I got back a 3 of 2 success in 15 days from Johns Hopkins baseball coach Bob Babb, or as he signed it, Robert Babb. But he has been the coach there for 40-something years, I think 46 or 47, and has over 1,000 wins with the team. I think it's closer to 1,200, really. So a very, very accomplished coach. He, too, included a greeting card, which he did sign this one. He's been having some very recent success. I think he's taken his team to the Division III College World Series 4 times in the past 6 or 7 years. And he's been their coach for, like I said, a very long time. This is the only team he's been a head coach for. So having that recent success definitely adds to his legacy. But not only did he also send a greeting card, he too sent a t-shirt of Johns Hopkins baseball. So very, very cool returns there. He also included, almost forgot this, a winter beanie. So I am going to have a very full closet if these people keep sending me clothes, but very, very appreciative whenever they do something like that. They absolutely do not have to, and it really just speaks a lot to who a lot of these people are. And a lot of you have mentioned in the comments, most of the people that I write to probably don't get very much fan mail. So the fact that they're willing to, send that back hopefully means that they really appreciated getting my letter. So glad to see it, work out that way. I hope they really enjoy getting to hear from a fan. Then we had 5 successes that came in today. No t-shirts, but, still happy with the successes. First one is a 2 of 2 success in 16 days from the Marshall men's basketball coach, Dan D'Antoni. What a name. And what's even funnier about it is that his first name is Lewis. I don't remember his middle name, but it is not anything related to Dan. So he just chooses to be called Dan D'Antoni. And of course, he is the brother of former NBA head coach Mike D'Antoni. So that was a really cool one to get. Then we have a Hall of Famer here, at least one half of a Hall of Famer in a way. I still need to get the other guy that he's worked with for so long. This is a 2 of 2 success in 16 days from NHRA and motorcycle racing legend Byron Hines. He is, of course, the co-founder of Vance and Hines with Terry Vance. He is the tuner for the motorcycles and has just done some amazing work with being able to tune a motorcycle and developing parts and building a race team. They not only compete in the NHRA, but also Supercross and other disciplines of motorcycle racing. So he and Terry Vance were inducted into the Motorsports Hall of Fame of America. I think it was America or the international one of those, in 2022. Multi-time champions. Byron Hines, his son Andrew Hines, is now retired from drag racing, still involved with the team, but he is a multi-time champion due to Byron and his ability to just tune those machines. So very, very cool to get that one back. Next, we have a current NFL player. This is a 2 of 2 success coming back in 121 days via the Houston Texans. This is quarterback Case Keenum. I've been wanting to get him for some time, especially on this 2014 scorecard. I did send one of these out way back in the day when I first bought the cards. Never heard back. I believe he was with the Texans at the time, maybe the Rams. Also included this playoff card from 2018 that I found while looking through some other stuff. I had another card I was going to send, but I couldn't find it until after I sent to him. But he's been a pretty good signer the past few years, usually waits until the end of the season to send everything back. So very, very happy to include those. Of course, he is the Division I all-time leader, might even be the NCAA leader, in passing yards and passing touchdowns. Dylan Gabriel is going to have a chance to break that record this year. At least the touchdowns. I don't know about the yards yet. But very, very happy to get that from a longtime journeyman QB who had a very successful college career. And it's really sad because they never voted him to be a All-American, so he does not have the credentials to get into the College Football Hall of Fame, which is a real shame. Then we have 2 more football returns, actually. First one is coming back from a former punter. This is a 2 of 2 success, also in 16 days, from Craig Hendrick, longtime punter for the Green Bay Packers. He was a 2-time Pro Bowler. Pro Football Reference said he was a 1-time All-Pro, but his Wikipedia page says that he was a 2-time first-team All-Pro. I'm not sure which one to believe, but he is also a Super Bowl champion. So very, very accomplished punter. I think he played for 17 seasons or something like that. He was an 8th round pick in 1993, if I remember correctly, and I'm pretty sure he was the 300th pick. So the Jets picked a pretty good player. Didn't keep him, but a pretty good player, if you ask me. And the last one here is another addition to the Super Bowl 41 collection. This is a 2 of 2 success in 104 days from former NFL running back James Mungro. So Mungro did not have as big of a NFL career as he probably could have. He was an undrafted player, signed onto the team, and then his rookie season, they immediately made him the second-string running back. They saw something in him. Edgerrin James dealt with some injuries that year, so Mungro got 8 touchdowns and had over 100 rushing yards in his first game. Of course, the Colts were going to stick with the edge as their starter, but it's like, hey, if anything happens, we got a guy that can fill in and play really well. His second year saw a definite decline in production, and I think he dealt with some injuries at the end of the year. After that, he was relegated to a reserve role. Really didn't see the field all that much unless, they were blowing out teams or injuries occurred, but that didn't really, work out for him. And in 2006, when getting prepared for the season, he tore his ACL, and it was pretty bad. It was bad enough to end his career, unfortunately. But he was on the injured reserve list for the 2006 season, so the Colts didn't get rid of him. So he is credited with a Super Bowl win, even if Pro Football Reference doesn't say so. So very, very cool to add him. Sucks what happened to him in his career, but very, very glad to add him to the Super Bowl 41 collection. So that is it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Helps me out a lot. Best luck with your guys' collecting. Take care.